These are going to be the readings for the sign of Aries and the life path from 1 to 9 associated with different colors. For Aries, we have the color red, the color of our energy, of our passion and our desires, the primary needs of our physical body and of our emotional body, which we have here also with the root chakra, the one associated with the color red. Then the ruler is Mars, which is motion, again action. The number was 1 for Aries because it's the beginning of a new astrological year. And from Tarot, we have the card associated with Aries, the Emperor. In this particular fifth element tarot, we see the symbol of the Aries. We even see a Mayan symbol of the creator of Christ consciousness. We see the symbol, star symbol of protection of family, which we also see here. And we see Aries as, or the Emperor, as the tree of life, free but also stable. And here is the energy of Mars. Generally speaking, if we just have to take in a sentence the energy of Aries, it's the one that help us follow our passion. And we will continue with each life path number, starting with number 1 and the colors associated. This is going to be the reading for those of you with the sign of Aries and life path number 1. We have 2 times number 1, 2 times action, and the color associated are going to be red and red. So you have a lot of red, which makes you a born leader. You are pushing your limits, and sometimes you expect that from others as well, because when you have something to do, you do it, and you do it fast. And it's important for you to find some harmony in your life and sometimes to stop this motion, this action energy. And the color that can assist you with that, it's the color that complements the green, which will red, which will be the green. So I pick up a card from the Secrets of the Mystic Grove for you, and the card that came out, it's the card of unity. We have here a banner in indigo, and we see peaceful portrait of the life of birds, nature, butterflies, even some invisible spirits, which induce a kind of state of zen, something that maybe it's important for you to look for as well, how everything in nature works together. If everybody finds their own place, we get to this harmony. These are the keywords for this card: connected, harmony, equilibrium. Honor these in your life, put them in their rightful spots. This is not about being ahead of others. It isn't about being right. The truth here is that the companionship you are looking for may be closer than you think. If you can stop fighting for what you think you deserve, you might find that you already have what you need. Let your focus be about the group rather than the individual. Sometimes the we is more important than the I. Take a page from the bird's book of life and flock together. Being a unified front can gain you more than being one voice alone. Aries is also associated with the first house, the house of I am. And who are the most important people in your life? How can you maintain harmony in your relationship? And in what ways can you put your focus on what is good for the group? So these were the main messages of this card. And because it was an indigo color, the theme of this card, I checked the sign associated with indigo, which is the Sagittarius, another fire sign. So maybe the advice was to look for the person in your surrounding, and that could be an Sagittarius, who they are, the brilliant fireworks, where you will find them, where you'd least expect them, what you will remember. Life would feel boring without them in it. The planet that rules Sagittarius, it's the planet Jupiter. We have here the color indigo, the planet of abundance. It's good for you to check where you have Jupiter. But now I'm going to look for the meaning of Jupiter in Aries, and I'm going to pick up a house and see if we have some messages. Jupiter, Aries, and we will go for a house, the fourth house. It's the house of the origins, is where we see our home, feelings of safety, comfort, mother figure, tradition, and lifestyle. This also shows where we came from, the house of I belong. It's just going to be a message from the karma cards about a certain situation, what is the outcome and what is the action that you have to do. And for the outcome, we see Jupiter in Aries in the fourth house. We will have 3 levels of messages. Physical level, good fortune resulting from the honesty and strength of your home, base, or family. The mental level, blessing from your desires regarding support. And for spiritual level, the granting of energies to meet the challenge of what makes you feel secure. We mentioned it's the 5th house, the house of security. And the action at physical level, growth and expand, do it with in your own way and do what makes you feel secure. Mental level, be positive about what you think you know about your home base or your family. And spiritual level, learn or teach your willpower as you did in the past. So this will be the messages for you from the karma cards. And let me end your reading with a card from the Fairies Oracle, just because we mentioned that nature is important for you and maybe even the invisible realm. The Singer of Transfiguration, again a red color, and the number 11. It's about transformation, transcendence, metamorphosis. The Singer of Transfiguration tells us that we have been through the gate. We have passed through the initiation process and we have reached a new way of being, reflecting deep transformation within ourselves. Things will never again be what they once were. Things will never be seen in the same way by us, and this is a good thing. The singer's joyful, passionate, bright blaze of color, it brings a time of fulfillment and accomplishment. So this is a card of joy, of success after a time of struggle. A new way of life has been accepted and is being integrated. A sense of inner peace is growing. The struggle has all been worth it. This is a time of consolidation and joy, and is both a reward for past achievements and a time of preparation for the next climb of the path. The equilibrium I see with this card 1-1, and I know I said I'm going to end with this, but I think now I better pick up a tarot card as well for you from the 5th element, because we have here such a strong fire energy. Wow, oh look at that, initiate of fire. Wow, it is like the phoenix bird. Definitely a transformation you are going through, but you are coming up so powerful. It's like I don't even want to say anything more, but let me check the meaning of this card. The initiate of fire takes the form of the thunderbird or phoenix bird that rises from the ashes, ignited by its own flame of passion. The thunderbird can be seen as the dissipator of old patterns, the great renewer who rebirths. As initiate in the suite of fire, we come to realize the depth of the phoenix through the transformation that occurs within us. As we rebirth through the element of fire, the flame of eternal light glows in our heart and rises with tremendous strength to fulfill the purpose of its calling. The pulse of creation itself summons the initiate of fire. And the card associated with Aries, it's the card of Emperor, the card of creation we mentioned in the introduction, of the Creator, the Christ conscience. I just see this beautiful cards for you. You are definitely in your way to harmony, to equilibrium, unity, and I just hope that these cards are useful for you, and thank you for watching. This is the reading for those of you from the sign of Aries with life path number 2, the energy of association. We had red for Aries, now we have orange for your life path, which makes you a creative person with enthusiasm, desire to do things, and also a very nice person to be around. The color that complements red is the color green, so I pick up the Oracle of Secrets of the Mystic Grove for these readings, and the card for you is the card of Alliance. It's an invitation for you to accept help offered even when it comes from unexpected source, and also to give help. Alliance, associations, that's the French word for it. Connection, unity, creative solution. Like this fox ends up accepting help from the birds, and don't judge the worth of someone's offer until you see them in action. Sometimes help is dressed in unfamiliar clothing. By staying open to creative solution, you can succeed. And also, your help can make a difference in someone's life. Even if you fear that you aren't strong enough, your presence will be proof to be valued. Don't dismiss your own worth to someone else. They may not see you, but you can make your presence felt. Just as the fox king and the birds came together, you can also form meaningful alliances. The fox king ruled his world by understanding that all must work together. Hold on to the thought that the main goal now is to stand as a united front, unity. Focus on unusual opportunities that you might have overlooked. And the questions for you are, what are your strengths? What can I bring to an alliance? And what is the most creative solution to a current problem? And I look at the color, like we said. I pick up this deck because of the green color, but you really get a green color. And the green color is associated with Libra. So I look at a combination Aries with Libra, because it was here mention of helping somebody, of somebody helping you. In any way, it's about connection and association. So the combination of Aries with Libra, who they are, the ideal opposites, where you'll find them, co-manifesting their dream careers, and what you will remember, they are fiery and chill at the same time. So in case you are working with somebody from the sign of Libra, or even in a relationship. And the planet that is associated with Libra, Venus, the planet of love, I decide to look at the cards of karma and see if there is any message for you for whatever situation you are in. And then we have Venus in Aries, and we will pick up house number and see which house number is for you. I think this is number 9. The house of I know. The house of fire and elevate thought as well as expansion. It covers long distance travels, foreign languages, spirituality, ideals, morals, and ethics. So the house of I know. First, we will look at the outcome of the situation at 3 levels: spiritual, mental, and physical. Physical, good times resulting from the honesty and strength of what is to be shared. Mentally, pleasure from your desires regarding long-range thinking or travel. And spiritual, the attraction of energy to meet the challenge of spiritual values. And then the outcome, physical, charm, art, and beauty are the way to do it your own way and do it in a big way. mentally enjoy what you think you know about the philosophies and laws involved. And spirituality, cherish your willpower as if it or they came from all there is. I hope these messages are somehow related to whatever you had in mind. I will continue with a card from Tarot, the Tarot of the fifth element. And the card that came for you, it's the Seeker of Lotus. The fifth element has the four suited, connected with the four elements, the fire, water, earth and air. And the fifth element, it's the fifth suite of spirit, and this is the lotus. We have the tree, the symbol of Trinity, and we have this lotus, the pink lotus, which makes us think of the feminine aspect of our Mother Nature. And we have joy and bliss. And then we have this dragonfly with the reflecting light on her wings. Is a suggestion of your inner eye. When that attunes to the cosmic heartbeat, you can find the new gifts for the fifth dimension. Just follow your intuition and allow the synchronicity to flow. And then I had to check if I have other cards with a dragonfly, because I personally love dragonfly. I believe every time I see one that it's a message from my mother. We have it here in another deck as the card of imagination. We said in the beginning that you are a creative person. And then from the Vintage Wisdom Oracle, it's the card of strength. This woman, even if she is so naked, she can keep all the problems of the world on her shoulder, just because she's connected with these creatures that symbolize the unconscious mind, the feminine principle of the universe. And that makes her strong. And your strength depends very much if you are aligned with your ego or you are aligned with a higher power. And with this Seeker of Lotus, that was already a card from the Spirit, I expect you to be connected more with your higher self. And of course, I had to look for a card with the Lotus, and we have here the Lotus Rose. This card heralds a time of positive change that is about to unfold in your life. Deep and profound changes which occur at the heart level. As your heart opens, the universe sends new and loving experience your way. You may have been hurt or disappointed recently. However, the weeks to come will bring renewal as new friendship and opportunities blossom. These new opportunities and friendship will be deeply inspiring and rewarding. They are the result of the love and faith you have shown in the universe. In opening your heart, you have raised your vibration and therefore will begin to attract all that vibrates to love. Wow! And see the orange color also, with very powerful energy. And to end the reading, the Oracle of Fairies and the card that came for you, it's the Dark Lady. First of all, I realize it's a card number 20, so that reduces its 2. And this Dark Lady, it's about power and wisdom and rituals. And with all these light colors here, we have now the darkest, but that's not necessarily something that makes us weak. It makes you, in this case, even stronger, because it's the unconscious power and wisdom. There is a knowingness in you. When I mentioned about this Seeker of Lotus, I mentioned your inner eye that attunes to the cosmic heartbeat. And look here, it's almost like her inner eye, the third eye, is opening. So this dark lady is the high priestess of the mysteries. We had here Venus, and that's also connected with the high priestess in the tarot. So now you get the high priestess. She understands how to surrender to divine power, to unity. Wow. Here we said that your strength can come from ego or from union with your higher self, the divine power, and unity. That was also mentioned here in the alliance. She has the profound intuitive knowledge that is only to be found by looking deeply into our own beings and nature. We find her through meditation, in sleep, and within inner peace, ecstasy, and total despair. She is there in our very last moments of deepest grief, helping us to move forward to the stillness and peace of the place beyond grief. Our sorrows are transformed within her. She teaches us surrender, walking with us through the valley of the darkest shadow. She is there as we experience the ecstasy of release. Then she guides us back to this reality renewed and illuminated. From her comes those spiritual awakenings that seem to blossom within us out of nowhere. It was here about meditation and the blossom, and then I thought, I know the lotus is associated with the goddess Tara, and we see here the same third eye opening, serenity, strength. Just beautiful cards for you. I rearranged the cards so you can see all of them, all the messages, the strength, the serenity, the association, the alliance, the imagination, the lotus rose, and especially the dark lady and the seeker of lotus. I just hope the messages are useful for you, and thank you for watching. This is the reading for those of you in the sign of Aries with life path number 3. The energy of Aries is red and the energy of your life path is yellow. So with this combination of energy, you become a person who is very good with money matter, oriented on material possession, on doing, also with the energy of communication here, very important. And try to keep in mind the balance between these aspects of your existence and other who are also very important. And my intention was to ground a little bit this energy with some green, which is the complementary color of red, and this is the deck, The Secrets of the Mystic Grove, from which the card that came out for you, it's Look Ahead. Visionary planning preparation. A stag watches, he is intent upon what is coming. The bird who perch in his antlers are his advanced scouts. They fly out and report back to him. He is the visionary who knows he must be prepared for what is to come. He doesn't worry about the future because he knows the value of a good plan. Preparation for him means understanding how the now affects the future. And you can ask yourself, where do I want to be in a year? How can I prepare myself now for my preferred future? And how can I ask for help in making plans and preparation? I think here the energy of communication can be very useful. And I pick up a card from the 5th tarot for you. And the card that came out, it's the Cosmic Man, which is the 12th card of the major arcana in tarot. 1 plus 2 is 3, so I think this is really appropriate card for you. The Hangman is there, but here we see someone who really knows how to walk the path as a balanced being between the energy of the heart of God and the heart of goddess, between masculine and feminine, so really balancing. And then we also see here these beautiful activations of new codes that helps you to see the truth, to see in the future. And he also knows that we are spiritual beings dreaming this physical assistance. So a combination between the dream world and reality as we see it. And that's also here the sign of Neptune, which is associated with Pisces, the dream world. We also see the symbol of ether here, and of the karma, and of movement from the Mayan. I found it a very beautiful and full of messages card for you. He takes time to reflect upon life. He becomes a guide for others with the peace and the harmony that emanate from him. It is important for us to let go of all perception and to take time through meditation and contemplation to expand and sustain the new reality. When we get out of the way, the flow of the cosmic energies creates in our life. And as I mentioned, the Neptune is the ruler of Pisces. So I look up for a card with compatibilities between Aries and Pisces. Pisces is the last sign of an astrological year, the one about dreaming. And then we have Aries, the action, the beginning of a new astrological year. So it's a beautiful combination. After we dream something, of course, we have to bring it in action in order to have it in our life. So this visionary, it's the part, let's say, more of the Pisces, but then the planning, the preparation, and the doing, it's coming with energy of Aries. Who they are, the warrior spirits, where you'll find them, making each other laugh until they cry, what you will remember, electrically magnetic vibe that exists between them. So if you have any Pisces in your life, that seems to be a good combination. And with this energy of visionary, I thought of a card from the Oracle of Visions for you. And the card that came for you is this card of direction, purpose, objecting, taking a first step, which also completes the energy of this looking ahead. Wherever I see this card, I have to think of Aries for some reason, because of this determination and direction and purpose. If one advances confident in the direction of his dreams, we mentioned the dreams here, and endeavors to live the life which he has imagined, he will meet with a success unexpected in common hours. This is from Tarot. So the combination of dreaming and action, Aries and Pisces energy for you. And because we have Neptune, the planet, and Aries now, I was thinking of the karma cards for you. We will have Neptune in Aries, and let's see which house. Oh, the 11th house for you, which is the house of friendship, groups and social activities, projects and social media, as well as originality, social justice, rebellion. The house of I connect. Look at that. Communication and I connect. How these karma cards are working is that you get a message for a certain situation. If you have in your mind what can be the outcome and what can be the action to take. The outcome, if we look at physical, mental and spiritual. Physical, sacrifice resulting from the honesty and strength of your circle of friends. Mental, confusion regarding your desires, regarding associations. And spiritual, the idealization of energies to meet the challenge of freedom. Wow. And the action that you can take, we see it on the other side of the cards. For physicality, yielding is the only way to do it your own way and do it for the future. Mentally, be prepared to sacrifice for what you think you know about your hopes and wishes. And spiritual, inspire others with your willpower for humanity's sake. Beautiful messages, I think, here for you. from this karma card, and I will end up the reading with a card from the Fairies Oracle, another green deck in my perception. And the card that came for you, it's the Ilp, the Retriever. He is a protector. He brings hope, wishes, and loyalty. He retrieves and safeguards our lost hopes, forgotten dreams, and mislaid keys, the dreams. He holds the seed of our potential future carefully and delicately until we are ready for their return. Sometimes we don't think we are ready for them, or we have given up hope altogether, and then he may arrange reminders for us, events or people in our lives that bring back memories of our past hopes and dreams. When that happens, we need to look at them again and consider how we might manifest them in reality. I think all these cards are talking about manifesting your dreams, and that you have the capacities to do it. These were the cards for you, the messages. I hope they are useful. Look ahead, plan, trust your dreams, don't lose hope. Know that you are protected. Find maybe your own tribe. Hope that the messages are useful, and thank you for watching. This is the reading for those of you in the sign of Aries with life path number 4. You have the red color for the sign and the green color for the life path. These two colors are complementary colors, so it makes a great combination, makes you a powerful person with a lot of energy and enthusiasm and a strong feeling of justice, and that makes you fight for other people's rights. Just pay attention that your idea don't create some internal conflicts. And to add more green, I pick up a card from the Secrets of the Mystic Grove, and the card that came out for you is this contemplation card, reflection, rumination, musings. This card brings you necessary time to reflect. Don't make any sudden decisions until you have really contemplated all the possibilities. You may need to pull yourself out of your current headspace. Try to see the situation from all sides. This is a time that calls for careful consideration before any decisions are made. Musing on the what-ifs can bring a necessary breakthrough for you. And ask yourself, what are all the pieces of the current puzzle? Where is my best place for quiet contemplation? And what would you do if you could trade places with someone? Seems like this tiger and this woman are just contemplating what the other may think, maybe even considering of changing places, of getting each other power. And the plant that is here is, you have the green leaves and the red flowers, the nasturtium, with the message victory and conquest. He who controls others may be powerful, but he who has mastered himself is mightier still. So the true power is mastering yourself. And the color here is a golden color on this card. So the sign associated with golden is Cancer. Who they are, the unexpected pair, where you will find them, practicing the art of compromise, and what you will remember, what happens when the first fire sign meets the first water sign. So indeed we have the contemplation, because Moon is the ruler of Cancer, and now you have this combination of fire and water. And interesting enough, Cancer is also the ruler of the 5th house, and you are now number 4, the house of family, the house of home. And this looks like a home here, and maybe this is the sun, but it can also be the moon, because I mentioned that the ruler of Cancer is the moon. I'm going to check the karma cards for moon in Aries. So we have the moon and we have Aries. And because we mentioned that Cancer is the ruler of the 4th house, the house of I belong, we will look at the house number 4 and how it works with this card is that we have here a message for you about a certain situation. This is the action to take and this is the outcome. The action to take at the physical level, let your feelings tell you how to do it your own way and do what makes you feel secure. At the mental level, accept what you think you know about your home base or your family. And at the spiritual level, defend your willpower as you did in the past. The outcome, physical reaction resulting from the honesty and strength of your home base or family. Mentally, feelings caused by your desires regarding support. And spiritual, the nurturing of energies to meet the challenge of what makes you feel secure. I hope these messages have a meaning for you. I also pick up a card from the 5th tarot, and this time we have energy of earth. The elemental of stones in this deck is actually pentacles, and this is the Mother Earth. We see the Pachamama who embodied all creation. She holds the world in her loving embrace. And for you, it brings reward of all your hard work here on the earth plane. It indicates a time of fullness and abundance on a great scale, open to receive the rich harvest that is in store for you at this time. Your gifts are appreciated. Many greatly benefit from your loving and nurturing nature. As the Elementor, you have mastered the ability to be in the world but not of it. You understand the oneness of all the realms, choosing to create your reality here on the earth plane. For here on this beautiful planet, you experience the oneness with all your relations. Enjoy the beauty and blessing you richly deserve with much love and gratitude for all that is. Wow, this is a beautiful message for you. Mother Earth, Earth is your home. It's your base. It's where you feel secure and where you find support. And of course, we have here the moon and the sun as well, because you are still a fire sign. I look for another card with Pachamama. Gives you a strong connection with the green world, with the elements. And I will pick up a card from the Gaia Oracle, of course. Wow. And the card for you is this Enchanted Forest. I see it's a number 9, which is the same as, look here, 36 together and 9, because 9 is the number of completion. It said here in the card of Elemental of Stones that you are now receiving the rewards for all your hard work here on the planet. So it's a kind of completion, the number 9. So you have this tree here and the moon, but the tree, this is the tree of life. Beautiful symbols. We start with the seed of life, that if we work our way through healing, we get the flower of life. And then in the end, if we master what it says here, to master yourself, I think that was the card. When you do that, you have the tree of life. I am open to new ideas and adventures. Life is full of endless creative possibility. I embrace each opportunity that comes my way. I love the magic and mystery of life. I trust my heart. I believe in love. Wow. This is also like the contemplation card. So in this point of your life, just sit down and enjoy and expect magic. I have to take a card from Making Magic for You. And you have the triple moon. Embrace all aspects of yourself, the divine and the earthly. Yes, the earthly and the divine. Wow. Nothing else for me to say. I hope you enjoy your cards and the message, and thank you for watching. This is the reading for those of you in Aries with life path number 5. You have the red color for the sign and the blue color for your life path, the energy of freedom. Even in this card you have blue and red and some fire, the sun. This color combination makes you a peacemaker because you love freedom and you want it for everybody. Peace is important in order to feel free. And I pick up a card from the Secrets of the Mystic Grove Oracle for you. And that card for you is Awakening. Open your eyes up to the world around you. Seek out new places, people, and experiences. Let your thoughts blossom to all the possibilities as infinite options unfold before you. As you awaken to the new days, remember to put any sorrow aside. Instead, focus on listening to the song of birds. Shed your own cocoon for a shiny new you. Consider making art that celebrates birth and beginnings. Make a point of looking for new connection. This card is inviting you to be Persephone to your own world. Emerge from your shelter space. Focus on the clear, bright vision of your world as you need it to be. Now is the time to release your inner goddess. Awakening to your own desire will bring you untapped joys. This is a kind of new beginnings of attraction. We see spring. The mother of Persephone, Demetra, was so upset when she realized that her daughter had to live half of the year underground, and then the nature dies, and then daughter comes back and we have spring. So she brings life, she brings spring, because you are invited to find a goddess in you. I thought of picking up a card from the journey to the goddess round for you. Oh, and you have Venus, romance, 33. Wow. So open up to love and romance. And also I checked the color of this card. Yellow is associated with Gemini. And the card for Aries with Gemini combination says who they are, the creative comrades, where you will find them, looking up tickets to a new exotic location. What you will remember, they fill life with laughter and adventure. And Gemini is ruled by Mercury, the god of communication. So I thought of looking at the karma cards that we have Mercury in Aries, and then look for a house. And we will get here messages for a certain situation. And the house is the house number 3. The house of I think. Gemini is a sign of air, so it's about I think. This is the house of mind and ideas, where we see the concrete thinking, thoughts, communication. And you will have then Mercury in Aries in the 3rd house. And of course, we said this is the house of communication. Mercury is the ruler of the house. He is at home in this combination. Let's see the message for the outcome. On the physical level, many words resulting from the honesty and strength of who or what is around you. Mentally, many thoughts about or from your desires regarding short-term thinking and trips. And spiritual, the awareness of energy to meet the challenge of your idea. And the action to take. Physically, let your mind tell you how to do it your own way and get your ideas going. Mentally, analyze what you think you know about the idea in question. And spiritual, communicate your willpower by making the right connections. So, getting back to the connections. And now I realize you have here Venus and Mars, who is the ruler of Aries, were lovers. So intense energy of love. Plus we have here 33, and there you have a 22, this magical number. The universe talks to us in a magical way. And here you have the house number 3. And then from the 5th tarot, the card for you is this Two of Lotus, which is the water element here. We had the mind, we have the fire, and now we get the water. And in this beautiful card, we see how this 2 becomes 1. It's the infinity sign as well. You have here the 0 point. That's my definition of love in a way. That two people who are 2 circles, they are complete. They join together in this 0 point, neutral point, the heart. And the only thing that can keep 2 people together is love. So the one, for me, love is this join point here. And in this card, we see the pink and green heart, which talks about the healing power of love and compassion, which is the source of empathy. It invites you to go within into the peace and the stillness that you have in your heart. It is empathy because once you understand and you find the peace and the freedom in yourself, then you can also understand others and show them compassion. The message of the card is the Two of Lotus indicates an opening to empathic abilities. Connect with your heart space to make decisions on your path. At this time, you may feel great strength and trust flow through you as you rely less on what you see and hear and more on inner knowing. You may find opportunities to use your empathic gifts in the healing arts to help others. The different modality that deal with sounds, vibration and frequency can help assist in accessing and developing the gifts of clairvoyance, that's seeing, clairsentience, that's feeling, of clairgnosis, that's knowing. As you continue to expand the awareness and understanding of empathy, you will enter into a deeper relation with others and with the self. Within the 5th dimension, you open to the possibility that duality no longer exists. Through empathy, you experience the oneness of all that is. And that was the main message of the card, the two become one. I see this card as a twin flame card as well, because twin flame are, in my opinion, 2 people who already found the power in themselves, maybe like Venus and Mars, but then together they get even stronger. And what they get is this twin flame. You have the electric, the creative expression, number 5, you can put it here. Your creative forces are being activated by your femininity and are ready for expression. Yes, Venus, femininity. This provides empathy and compassion. Empathy, we just said it, and compassion for yourself and others. When the electric cards appear, it's an indication that you are aligned with your inner feminine capacity to embody love, joy, and peace. You are a peacemaker, which enhances your creativity. Letting go of logic helps you to shift into your heart so you can tap into your creative flow. Message from the empathy card. This ignites your primal power, the real and raw parts of who you are. Making a conscious connection with your intuition enhances your ability to trust your journey. Alignment with the magical mystery of the universe allows creativity to flow with ease and grace. This card suggests that you focus on unlocking your hidden feminine qualities. Tapping into your emotion and following your feelings helps you integrate with deeper parts of yourself. As you open up to receive love, it welcomes support from others, including your divine counterpart, who will energetically amplify your capability to access your ancient wisdom. For me, these 2 cards are the same. Here you have the 2 becoming 1, talking about love and talking about heart. I have to end up with a card from the Heart and Soul Oracles for Love, Life, and Transformation for you. Wow, look at that. Even the color seems the same. The third eye. I think here with the Two of Lotus talk about opening to new clairs. You are an ocean of light unfolding through the infinite space of life. Through the space between each thought, you can see your true immortal nature. The oneness of spirit that dreamed itself into the many is a part of you. Like a whirlwind from heaven, it appears and reappears in its endless forms. There is nothing I can add to this beautiful message. I hope that all these messages are useful for you, and thank you for watching. This is the reading for those of you in Aries with life path number 6, the energy of harmony. Your sign color is red, and for your life path you have now the indigo color. And that makes you somebody who really feels the need to get the bottom of things. I pick up a card from the Secrets of the Mystic Grow for you, and a card that came with solitude, rest, ponder, quiet, sanctuary. Look for those spaces in your life that do not need to be filled. Silence and solitude are gifts you can give yourself. Good self-care includes rest, so don't deny yourself. You are being called to ease your heart as well as your mind now. Being gentle with yourself becomes a necessity, so don't push too hard at this time. Honor your own precious heart by finding quiet spaces. It's a good time to turn inward for a bit. Your own peace may be deep within, so make the time to move into that inner sanctum of self. Don't worry that you are being selfish by requesting personal space. Allowing yourself sanctuary from a too busy world can be a lifesaver. This card reminds you to still your world so you can hear the messages. Perhaps it's time to make a cup of tea so you can relax. And some questions for you. What am I doing that doesn't have to be done by me? How can I make my current life quieter? Where can I find more space for my own work? Beautiful image. And the color here, and also in the card, it's the color turquoise for me, which is associated with Scorpio. I check for a card that makes the connection between Aries and Scorpio, who they are, the hot shots and their devils, where you will find them out on a hike together or typing up a storm in their startup office, plotting their next big move. And what you will remember, their blend of passion, power, and competition. So in case you have any Scorpios in your life. And Scorpio is ruled by Pluto. So I'm going to look for the karma cards and with messages from Pluto in Aries. So we will have Pluto in Aries, and for the house we will have house number 12, the house of I surrender, the house of intuition and consciousness. And the way we are reading these cards is that's about the situation, the outcome, and the action. At the physical level, a power struggle resulting from the honesty and strength of large institutions on or overwhelming events. Mentally, an obsession with your desire regarding hidden tendencies, and spiritual, the need for control of energies to meet the challenge of your faith. And that was the outcome, and now the action. Physical, do or die. You must do it your own way and keep your involvement hidden. Mental, get to the heart of what you think you know about philanthropy. And spiritual, resurrect your willpower, seeking oneness with all there is. I hope these messages are useful for you. The next card for you is from the 5th tarot, and the card that came is the 4 of Lotus. Beautiful card, like a mandala here, crystallizing your thoughts. See them as a particle of the whole, so you can gain crystal clarity in the decisions that are guiding you on your path. Drop here, that creates the beauty. The Four of Lotus indicates a time for clarity. Light dispels the darkness, just as crystal clear a pool of water. In the same way, you are asked to clear your energy fields of interfering energies in order to see what is truly presenting itself. Give yourself the space to look at what is in front of you while seeing the whole picture. Crystal clear thoughts emerge from a place of stillness. Wow, and that was what you were invited with this card. Where you remember the codes of light you carry within your being. The Four of Lotus reminds you that it is in your nature to reflect the light. In all you do, allow your true crystalline nature to clear away anything that is not of the highest light. Become the living crystal that amplifies truth and beauty in the world. And I had to take a break because I was hungry, and I just got by coincidence an email in which the message was, real love is a cosmic force which goes through us. If we crystallize it, it becomes the greatest power in the world. Even this owl can see in the dark, can see the light. So I have to look for a card for you, a card of light from the White Light Oracle. And I look for the card with the spirit of the owl, because of the owl we already have. And the message is recalibration to a higher order of divine purpose is in progress. Let go of what does not support you in higher frequency states, opinions, and belief. Like the owl can see in the darkness, your higher self can see through illusion, and that with compassion. So you are really resurrecting your willpower, seeing oneness with all there is. And I feel like I have to pick up a card from this beautiful Lenormand deck, which was creating based on this Japanese practice of repairing pottery with gold, known as kintsugi, which can make all things even more beautiful. And you have the card of birds. So we were very good in following the owl line. These are messages for you. And some time ago I bought a book, the Little Book of Snowflakes, with it crystallized, which also can be an element of alchemy. So this one looks in a way like the one from your card. How full of the creative genius is the air in which these are generated. I should hardly admire more if real stars fell and lodge on my coat. Nature is full of genius, full of the divinity, so that not a snowflake escape its fashioning hand. This is a quote from Tarot. Beautiful messages for you. I hope you enjoy your cards, and thank you for watching. This will be the reading for those of you in Aries with the life path number 7. You had the color red for the sign, and now you have violet for the life path number 7, the path of spirituality. This combination of colors makes you somebody who's really focusing on having everything perfect. I don't like the word perfectionist, but you like order, and you see all the small details. And because of your expectation that they are high towards yourself and towards others, sometimes you can feel insecure. I pick up a card from the Secret of the Mystic Grove for you, and the card that came, it's the card of adventure, experience, taking risks, and wish. Now is the time to release your own inner tiger of speculation. Open up that old journal where you wrote down all those crazy things you would do if. If is here and it's time to start taking risks. Don't hold back. Don't let your own fears drown out your sense of adventure. You are being given the gift of a flying leap. Take it and see where you go. Adventure isn't just about mountains in Tibet. It can be saying yes to trying something new. You can take small leaps as long as you keep taking them. Don't judge your level of grand adventure against someone else. Do what feels right, but do it now. And some question for you. What is something I wanted to do or seen when I was younger? You have here 2 children, so also connection with your inner child. How can I be more adventurous right now? And where would I go if I could go anywhere? I even love these 2 stars here, as above, so below, so it doesn't matter the direction. They are taking the risk, and they are off to an extraordinary journey because they are riding their wildest wishes. The color blue here is associated with Sagittarius, and Sagittarius is the ruler of the 9th house, the house of higher education, but also covers long distance travel, inspiration, optimism, spirituality. So then I thought of looking at the karma cards with Jupiter, the ruler of Sagittarius, in Aries and in the 9th house. And the way these cards are working is that you have an outcome of a situation and then the action that you can do in order to get that outcome. And the outcome will be physically good fortune resulting from the honesty and strength of what is to be shared. Mentally, blessings from your desire regarding long-range thinking or travel. And spiritual, the granting of energies to meet the challenges of spiritual values. And the actions will be at physical level, grow and expand, do it your own way and do it in a big way. Mentally, be positive about what you think you know about the philosophies and laws involved. And spiritual, learn or teach your willpower as if it or they came from all there is. I hope these messages are making sense to you. And because here there were 2 children on that wild ride with a tiger, I thought of looking at your compatibility with the Sagittarius and who they are, the brilliant fireworks, where you will find them, where you'd least expect them, and what you will remember. Life would feel boring without them in it. It's also a fire sign. And with these ideas about travel, of course, travel, I see it also, this is here also a path. It can also be your own journey in spirituality. But I pick up a card from the Sacred Traveler for you. And the card that came is this Desert Passage. Trust there is a divine plan. And the message is the desert path can seem like a vast wasteland, yet it is in the isolation that immense insights and intuition can emerge. In times of old, sages and visionaries retreated into the desert to connect more deeply with spirit. If in the past you trusted your instincts and then later it seemed to be a mistake, don't let that keep you from trusting your intuition now. Often those things that we thought were mistakes in the past, in hindsight, were the best things possible for us. As you open to your intuition, you will sense messages from and the loving presence of your spirit guides and ancestors. There is a potent plan for your life. Trust. So this traveler again, ready to move on the path. Here you have the moon and here you have the sun, or maybe they are both the sun. And if you are like that combination of colors says looking only for perfection, then maybe you need to prepare before any kind of adventure, any kind of experience, and taking risks is not very easy for you. but if you trust there is a plan and there you have help. And for that I pick up a card from the Wisdom of the Hidden Realms, and the card that came for you was the Camel Boy. It's also 33, which is a magical number, but we are still in the desert. So small steps, it's what it says here, and asking for help. When the Camel Boy comes, he reminds you that asking for help will bring in the right people to ease the burden of your life. Perhaps a wise person appeared to give you advice. Maybe you are moving and suddenly a couple of friends offer to give you a hand with your packing. Or you want information about somebody and you just happen to run into his former partner who gives you the knowledge you need to make the decision you've been waiting. No matter the issue, this is a sign that if you ask, you will receive what you need. Synchronicities engage when you request assistance. The Camel Boy never lets you down when you ask for help in lighting your load. Now is the time to do so and to expect to get it. Not doing it alone, maybe even with a Sagittarius. You are here also with somebody else on this tiger. Small steps with a trust. There is a plan and doors will open for you. I have to end up with a Divine Doors deck and see a message for you. Okay, I wanted one, came two of them. Let's first see the, wow, look at that. It's almost like the same here. And also an entry, of course, a door like here. And, but there are more people here. See, he is alone, but here he's not. And here is a closed door, so just open the doors. And the message is intuition. Learn to listen to your intuition again. I think that was the message, or in this one. Simple, complex words of pain, of words that heal. You come to know truth by the way that it feels. And then the sunset time here turns to release old cords of pain, fade as the sunlight burns. Take the risk, wish, and maybe even go back to your inner child dreams and start making steps, especially on your journey to find your inner knowingness, which is for me spirituality. And I see here now we have a 33 on top of the 22, so magic numbers for you. I hope you enjoy your cards and your messages. Thank you for watching. This is the reading for those of you in Aries with a life path number 8. You have the red color associated with your sign and the magenta color associated with life path 8, the number of power. And this combination of color makes you a realistic person. You are soft inside, but when it comes to facing darker aspects of your existence, you find the inner strength. And that makes that people who have problems and they are in need, they know they can count on your opinion. And this beautiful card of celebration here, of bliss and joy and delight, has the message of looking for the delights of your life. It can be challenging to find happiness during times of trial and sorrow. Celebrating can feel like we are not paying attention to all the things that are wrong. Still, how can we ever truly understand contentment if we have never gone through hardship? By never giving up on your search for bliss, you show your own dedication to find luck. And the questions that you can ask yourself are, what is the hardest thing to endure right now? What is the smallest bit of happiness I can hold on to? And where do I need to look to find even more joy? And because I saw some tulips here on this card, I look for a card with tulips, friendship and gratitude. Let us be grateful for the people who makes us happy. They are the charming gardeners who makes our soul blossom. So about companionship. And because of the pheasant here in the nice hair of this lady, I also look for the card with a pheasant, and the card happens to be a number 8. It's associated with the earth and the nature, And the message is how you nurture others is a reflection of how you wish to nurture yourself. So that combined with this friendship card and partnership. And the card that came out for you from the fifth tarot, it's the Two of Fire, which is a card associated with Aries because it's a fire sign, but the first three cards from the suite of fire are the cards associated with Aries, and even more, this card, it's Mars in Aries, Mars being the ruler of Aries. So you have 2-time Aries with this card, which makes you a strong person and full of power and action. And we even have the magenta color here. Opportunities, adventure, and partnership is a card also mentions moment of balance, of confidence before making a choice. And we see this woman here and lights, but one light can be the past from which we learn, and one can be the future that we are willing to create now. And this beautiful blanket that she has, this Native American woman, connected with a ritual called the giveaway. People share useful or loved possession by placing them on a blanket, which is then passed around for others to choose one of the gifts. The principle of the giveaway is symbolized here by the rich color blanket. The figure in the drawing is someone successful and prosperous who shares their abundance with others. And the message is, do not deliberate or postpone action or decisions. Recognize your strengths and capabilities and make your choices with confidence. Be aware of the deeper spiritual messages revealed by the transformational power of fire energy. Direct your creativity and passion towards the highest good of all concerned. Whatever you choose at this time will be highly charged and bring great rewards. Remember the teaching of the giveaway and share your abundance with others. Beautiful message. And because I said this was Mars in Aries, I thought that it's good to look for a partnership between two Aries, who they are, the hotshots who steal the show, where you'll find them spontaneously skydiving or enjoying competitive sports. What you will remember, they are unmistakable, hot and hilarious. So this is about partnership or friendship between two Aries. And from the karma cards, we have Mars in Aries, and all we have to do is to look for a house number, and the house number that came for you, it's number 7, the house of relationship and partnership. Here is where we can see the personal relationship that involve commitment or cooperation of some sort, even spiritual union. That we remain in the area of partnership and friendship. And how these cards are working, we have here the messages about an action to take in order to get a certain outcome. And the actions are at physical level: force yourself to do it your own way and get a fair deal. Mentally, confront what you think you know about relationship. And spiritual, energize your willpower diplomatically. And for the outcome, physical, action resulting from the honesty and strength of your partners. Mentally, the confronting of your desires regarding cooperation. And spiritual, the drive for energies to meet the challenge of balance. Wow, that's what we also mentioned here. And now I see this 2, and here you have 31, which is a 4, so 2 times 4 you have an 8, and even I think I mentioned if this card was an 8. So here you have a 22, another 4. Maybe by making the right choices and with bliss and joy, you have even more power, inner power, what you need in order to find balance. And because here this card was a Native American woman, and it also mentioned the past, the connection with the ancestors, I thought that a card from the Angels and Ancestor deck will be good for you. And the card that came is the White Witch, be the light. And here we see the light, the power that gets from the light, and or the power in you that helps you see the light. Here you also have light. So let's see a card from the Priestess of the Light Oracle, because we talk now about light. And the card is Sacred Breath and Sound, Life Force Communication. This priestess of breath of life brings the light of the dolphin to you. This important totem has long been a symbol of the life force embodied in breath, movement, and sound. This card is telling you to bring the dolphin easy flowing pattern to the breath of your life force this time. And the affirmation for you: I breathe deeply and express myself. My sound and my breath are sacred to me. Healing is available to you now on both the physical and personal level. I hope you enjoy your cards and your messages, and thank you for watching. This is the reading for those of you in the sign of Aries with the life path number 9. And the color associated is red for the sign and gold for the life path, which combination as such is very powerful because we have the spiritual aspect of the gold with the physical power of the red, and these are the qualities necessary to become a spiritual teacher. And this beautiful card as such, it's called Bloom. It's about recognition, acknowledgement, being seen. So I believe you are already on the path to become a spiritual teacher. Colorful sunflowers in her hair and in her heart. Her confident energy attracts the brilliant hummingbirds who pause to visit her. Her gaze is steady and focused. This young girl has finally blossomed into the woman she was meant to be. The butterflies and birds acknowledge her beauty and innate glory. She is ready to step up, be noticed, and make the world aware of her power. With the swift flight of the hummingbird as her model, she will make things happen. Her need is to be seen in the world. Things could move fast now. You are the focal point of incoming energy. Be ready to accept the recognition of your work well done. It's a good time to revisit any projects that may be ready to be launched. Growth is the main dynamic steering in your world. Don't be afraid to present your talents to others. They are looking to you for your leadership. Never fear your unsuccess. False modesty will not serve you now. The timeline is waiting for you. It's up to you to take your spot in center stage. And the questions you can ask yourself are: where do I need more confidence in my life? What are my strengths that I can always rely on, and what talents can I expand upon? So a lot of gold and red in this card. And from the fifth tarot, the card that came out for you is the Four of Fire. And we had here 1, 3, that the total is a 4, so now another 4. And it's also a card associated with Aries. It can be split into 3 decans. And this is for the last one. And the ruler or the sub-ruler of this period, it's Venus. But the card as such, we see here 4 fireflies. It's a kind of mandala. They are arranged in a circle with their legs forming a square. This is very much the shape associated with number 4, kind of stability feeling. Mushroom and ferns, plants of the forest floor, grace the corners of the mandala. The inner and outer circles create worlds within worlds, lit up by the luminescence of the fireflies. The fireflies appears at dusk, brightening our summer evenings with its light. Interestingly, the firefly is not really a fly at all, but is actually a beetle. The fact that it's fire is not really fire either makes this bright bug all the more intriguing. The firefly emits light through a chemical component. It uses bioluminescence through a mixture of luciferase and luciferin, producing 100% light without heat. This is significant when looking at the 4 of fire as a representation of inner light. Oxygen is needed for fireflies to glow. In much the same way, it is the spark of the divine through which our inner light glows. Mushrooms and ferns thrive in the most undergrowth of the forest, where the fireflies feel at home. The realm of the forest is also the magical land of our fairy brothers and sisters. The 4 of Fires is totally aware of the little people and the magic that surrounds the dense forest floor. There are treasures everywhere in these worlds within worlds. The 4 of Fire has to do with magic and wonder that shines through our inner light. Think of the joy that lights a child's face when they catch a firefly in a jar. The childlike innocence and amazement are the same qualities that radiate from the pure glow of your inner light. Beautiful card and beautiful meaning for you. And because the suggestion was to connect with the underworld, the world of the fairies, I pick up a card from the Fairies Oracle, and the card for you is ecstasies. Ecstasy is something people seek. It feels better than good. It feels, well, ecstatic. We experience it in teeny bursts and in bigger surges. It enables us to recognize the sacred nature of our own being as an experienced fact, not merely a theory of article of faith. Ecstasy is not something we can make within ourselves, but something that flows through us when we open ourselves to it. It fills us with power and with the motivation to grow, to become what we have, the positive potential of being, and to fulfill our purpose in being here and now on this planet. When we are feeling these surges of joy, we are empowered and we know that we are on the appropriate track for us, the track that leads to greater meaning and fulfillment in our lives. This card, it will tell you, go for it. You are on the course, moving in a good direction, and you are in the harmony with a great song. Another light, a lot of inner and outer light for you. And I mentioned that this 4 of light is associated with the 3rd decan of Aries. Let's use the karma cards to look at Venus in Aries. We pick up a card for the house and you get the 12th house, house of intuition and unconscious. It is the house of long-term confinement, psychic abilities. It's the house of I surrender what you need to be a spiritual teacher. And the way these karma cards are working, we have here messages regards the outcome of a situation and then the action to do to get that outcome. And it's at 3 levels. Good times resulting from the honesty and strength of large institutions or overwhelming events. This is a physical level. At a mental level, pleasure from your desire regarding hidden tendencies. And at spiritual level, the attraction of energies to meet the challenge of your faith. And the actions, physical level, charm, art and beauty are the way to do it your own way and keep your involvement hidden. Enjoy what you think you know about philanthropy, that's at the mental level. And the spiritual level, cherish your willpower, seeking oneness with all there is. This is also a card of oneness in my opinion. It says here altruism, but also being together, all there is. And this 4 was also the same. And you have here a 22, the card of Mars, which is actually 2 times 2 is also a 4. So this 4 is relevant for you. And because we have this Venus here, I thought of picking up a card from my Venus Rising deck. Wow, you get again the card of surrender. I mean, again, because we send us the 12th house here is the house of surrender. Just surrender and allow to be seen for who you are. You have this inner beautiful light that you can also see it here, and I almost see this beautiful image here as somebody who also emanates light, like these fireflies are doing, and connect it with the earth, with the nature, with the fairies. The same. Wow, this actually is a firefly almost. So just shine. I think that's the main message for you. I hope you enjoy these messages and these beautiful cards for you. And thank you for watching.